Player one. Time. Player two. Evercade. Level one.
Good evening, as we all pile in after that fantastic introduction there, going back to the old school. Old school. Can we call it the old school? 2019? Is that old school now? Who knows?
Yeah.
Either
Vintage.
way. Vintage. Vintage. So, there we are. We're going to play this once. And apparently, it is royalty free. So, yeah. Join in them birthday celebrations.
It keeps going.
It does keep going.
Oh,
There
it
we
stops.
go.
Okay. I thought we were going to have a bit more then.
We're going to do it the once only, so that we can't get done in by the happy birthday man. Good evening, everyone. It is just gone 8 o'clock. It is Monday. That means it is time for the Total Evercade Podcast, episode 58, on the 5th birthday of the Evercade. So join us as we take a trip down memory lane for a few of the various things that happened on that first year. So we have got a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of things to be sharing. We have got a lot of people in the chat already, which is wonderful to see. So before we jump into the chat and say hello, let's go round. We have got Mr. Bloodars.
Hello, happy birthday, Evercade. I have gifted a membership to you, Kevin Mordridge, or Morgridge. I'm not sure how you say it, but you have just leveled up, my friend.
Oh, if only the surname was Mordor. Mordridge, Mordor. Kevin Mordor.
That'd be cool.
Enjoy.
Yeah, we'd love that, wouldn't we?
We've got Triangle Face Tim.
Good evening.
Good evening. And we've got the man, the myth, the legend, Derek Sir Top and Hat.
What is going on, everybody? And yet we're celebrating those happy 5 years. That's right. I'm 5 years older, but we're still going strong. So yeah, looking forward to tonight.
Lots of stuff to be talking about. We've got a load of people in the chat. We have got Nicholas Skippins. Good evening, my friend. Always good to see you. We've got the mighty Nick C. Rob Taylor. Rob, it's wonderful to see you. I hope you're keeping good, my friend. We've got Dave Newland Music. Good evening, Newland. We've got Chris Dunham. We have got, I've just skipped a whole bunch of people there. We have got Vernon Couchman. Good evening, Vernon. We've got Colin. We've got Mark M. We've got Obsolete. Whoa, it's good to see you as well, my friend. I hope you're keeping good. Scrolling down, Archive Gig. Wonderful to see you. See Adam H. We could keep going. I'm going to do a couple more because there's just lots of stuff to talk about. Darren Chapman. Good evening, Darren. We've got Shems. Hello, Shems. Lightspeeder. So many people. Good evening. You are all very, very welcome. Please do join along in the chat, as always, with all the various bits that we are talking about this evening. So, kick it off. Why change something that works so well? What are you playing? Blunus, what are you playing?
So I have been doing some stuff for a new video on the Data East Super Pocket, aka as Ryan called it, the John Cena edition. I've played 10 out of the 18 so far for my video. So I played a bit of B-Wings, Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja, Breakthrough, Burger Time, Burning Rubber, Chain Reaction, Crude Buster, Gates of Doom, and this is Dark Seal, Joe and Mac Returns, Joe and Mac Caveman Ninja. I've still got quite a few more to play, but so far for me, Gate of Doom, I loved it. So good. I don't know if you've ever played it, Tim. Have you played it?
Do you know what? I played that years and years and years ago in an arcade when I was like at a holiday camp with my family when I was a kid, and I loved it. And then when I got like all like game emulators, I was like, "What was that game?" I didn't know what it was called, so I could just Google like that game I played like on holiday years ago. I didn't know what I thought it was Lost Forever, and then I just saw it pop up on Evercade. I was like, "That's the game." And it was that what Gate of Doom Wizard Fire one with like the night. I just remember the night with the flail.
Yeah, so that was the one I picked.
I found it. It was so good to be able to play that again.
So you can pick different. You can pick different characters. They've all got like different moves. But the night one, I just randomly picked the knight, and his weapon was great. Just comes out and it spins on the end, and then you use like a potion, and you just change into completely something random. I think I was just like a boulder at one point.
Yeah, so in the top corner of the screen, there's like a spell book that's like flipping through pages, and when you use your magic ability, you'll use whichever spell the book happens to be on at the time. One of them is just a rock, and you just bounce around like a boulder.
Yeah,
and then
that's what I was
like
doing.
a tornado, and you fly around like a tornado and things like that. So it's just like the special magic power that you get.
But yeah, so far I loved it. Obviously, Bad Dude, Dragon Ninja. Anyway, I've played it before, and Crude Buster is quality as well. Train Reaction wasn't too bad. Burning Rubber, didn't really like that one at all, to be honest. B-Wings I didn't really like either. And Burger Time's Burger Time, isn't it? But yeah, that so far out of the 10 I've got to. Gate of Doom is brilliant. I'm going to finish the rest of them tonight, get that all edited and up for our channel members only. So keep tuned, because that'll probably go live whenever I finish it, about midnight probably. But it will be live for you guys straight away. You won't have to wait for it.
Excellent. Tim, what have you been playing?
So I have been playing quite a few things at the moment, but I thought as we are coming up to the 5th birthday of Evercade, and we're probably going to be reflecting on the beginnings, I thought I'd go back and play the first game that I played on my Evercade, which was Earthworm Jim. Because that was why I was like, I'm just going to play some Earthworm Jim. So I went back and played that, and it just one of those games that just holds up really well. You can't be it just got so many good different fun levels. It's got a sense of humor. It's quite challenging, actually. Whenever I go back to it, it's like this is always, it's a little bit harder than I remember. I can be getting a bit stuck on Evil the Cat near the beginning, and then that level with the submarine where you're bashing into the walls and your things cracking. That's very tense. I love the bungee jumping segment with the snot ball. Yeah, what a game. Really good. So that's always good to go back to and revisit. So I thought I'd play a bit of that as a 5-year since I played it last, because last time I played it was on the Evercade.
Nice. I go back to Earthworm Jim frequently on the Evercade. The only thing I wish, and it is purely a personal choice, is I wish it was the Super Nintendo version, just because that's the one I grew up with. And, you know, everyone says that the Mega Drive version is the definitive one because of the soundtrack and the way that the Mega Drive let the music run. I just think some of the tunes sound better on the Super Nintendo. They don't sound as tinny and quanky, and I have just made that word up, by the way.
What was that? Quanky.
Quanky. It's like,
Hey, we love that. Yeah,
like,
we love a bit of that. Yeah,
it's like
quanky.
Not quite clanky. Yeah, it's not like clanky, but not quite.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to start a new genre of music called Quanky Core. It's going to
Quanky
be inspired by Quanky Core.
Yeah, Quanky
So,
Core. Now that'd be a great one.
So yes, I absolutely think those people are kind of right, but I just love the Super Nintendo version for the music. But that doesn't detract from the fact that it is still one of the best, if not the best, 2D platforming game ever made. It's so good. It's so funny, and I love it. So I'm with you, Tim. What a fantastic game. Derek, what have you been playing?
Well, obviously, we're celebrating 5 years of Blaze Entertainment's Evercade, so I thought it'd be great to go back and do one of the original cartridges, the Namco collection. And also, of course, don't forget, we're celebrating something else. If you look at the top of this, obviously it says 40. Back when this was released, of course, Pac-Man had celebrated 40 years. And just last week, of course, he turned 45. So it was a perfect time to really get on that Pac-Man and have an explosive time. So I have been doing seriously. I mean, I haven't looked at exactly how many hours I've put in, but I've put in an enormous amount of hours. And I've been purchasing a few Pac-Man things in the last week as well, because obviously I really want to celebrate his birthday in style. So, yeah, I've been doing a heavy lot of Pac-Man and perhaps a few profanities as well. My wife would atone to, because, yeah, I've had some serious high score moments where, you know, it really was nip and tuck. And, yeah, we've all been there with video games. But, yeah, that's been one of my big ones this week. So, yeah. A lot of fun on that, and it was great to go back and revisit one of those first 10 cartridges, because Namco holds a very special place in my heart. I love a lot of their games dearly. So yeah, that's been me this week.
Excellent.
You can't beat a bit of Pac-Man, really, can you? There's a lot of games which are kind of like similar, and yeah, Pac-Man just did it so well to begin with, and it still holds up now.
Yeah.
Well, if we hadn't had Pac-Man, we wouldn't have had all the brilliant clones. And there's been a lot of clones over the years since the 80s. A lot of clones. Even Annalyn, if you think on Steam, is a type of Pac-Man. You're there collecting the dots. You're avoiding the snakes. It's a very similar concoction, and also very popular. So if you've got a Steam Deck out there, don't sleep on it.
There he is. The Pac-Man.
I should have brought one of my ghosts on.
Amiibo.
Pac-Man amiibo. Yeah. It's a quality one.
Beautiful.
Quite like that.
I'm going to talk about the game that I have been playing when we get to one of the topics, because it fits nicely into one of those topics, and I don't want to give my answer away. Although I'm pretty sure people will probably guess when it comes to that section what my game is. And Dave Newland, I would love to be celebrating this monumentous occasion with Everpants.
Wouldn't we all? No.
purely just down to time at the moment. But I have got a design. I have got the mock-up done. I think I showed everybody the mock-up a while back. We will get at least a pair made, and they will be gifted to somebody. So yes, don't worry. Everpants, it will happen. Exactly. The day shall come, and it absolutely will. So, shall we do the next trailer?
Yeah, I'll just load it up.
Yes.
So, we played you the launch trailer. Was it the launch trailer at the beginning?
Announcement trailer, wasn't it?
Announcement trailer. So, to go down memory lane, we're now going to play the first trailer advertising Evercade. Let me change that ticker. Look at that. Seamless. The first trailer. So whenever you are ready, Loirs. There we go. There you have it. The first trailer. There's a couple of things that do spring to mind, and I'm going to have to say them out loud quickly now, because if I don't, I'll forget them. And if I forget them, then I won't be able to say them. So the first thing is, the thing that bothers me about that trailer is the fact that he just puts that Evercade into his jacket pocket, just completely neat, So you could have keys in there, you could have all sorts in there, and you're just gonna absolutely balls up your screen straight away. But I appreciate the sentiment. Play anywhere, put it in your pocket. It does fit in your pocket, which is superb. So there we are. I had to get that out now because I would forget. A couple of people in the chat. So Colm's never seen the trailer before. I'd be interested. Anyone else in the chat that's sort of come to Evercade in the latter year or latter couple of years? Have you ever seen some of these original trailers? Some of the things that they were advertising, and from those trailers, do you get why I think quite a lot of people, well, sort of jumped on it and got quite into this idea? But yeah, Blunners, that first trailer, what do you think?
So yeah, I think there's a couple of things that really do show out, and it's one of these 6 to 20 games on each cartridge. So yeah, that has changed with the announcement that we've had recently. But yeah, and also the fact that they were really pushing the HDMI out to your TV. You can see like that was really good. And also it says, did it say no streaming and no download? No
downloads. Yeah, I picked up on that.
Yeah.
Like, so no downloads, you say?
That's another thing.
Changed
but
well,
yeah, so when you look at it, as I said, I've got it here. When you do look at the OG device, it was, how much was it at the time, Derek, when it came out? I think it was about £60, was it? It wasn't expensive. It wasn't too expensive.
No, it wasn't expensive. Yeah, and of course we got the 10 carts pack in with that, so that was pretty good value, to be fair. So I think all in, by the time you stripped out the cartridges, it cost you hardly anything. So yeah, it was a real win-win. As soon as I saw the base price for the unit, I knew straight away, it just needed a community behind it, people to see the value, and look at it today. See, people are loving it.
Yeah, that's one thing I was going to say. So who here was an early adopter? Who got it day one?
Do you know?
You did, Tim.
I wanted to be. I really wanted to be, because Ryan and Dorbs, God rest their souls, when
God rest their souls. When trouser accidents,
when they showed the product to me, I remember thinking, this is absolutely me. Licensed gaming, a handheld device with cartridges, manuals, cases. This is absolutely a bit of me. But my issues were just with those early units that just had the sticky problems with the carts. It had issues with some of the light bleed. Some of the build wasn't quite there. And then Ryan sort of readopted it just towards about the end of that first year life cycle, and it just was leaps and bounds better. So I jumped in on that all-in bundle with one of the games that I'm going to talk about in a minute. So I wanted to be an early adopter, but wasn't quite.
Yes, Tim, you were. So what hooked you in, mate?
Well, it was all Ryan, as we say. So I got a message from Ryan saying, I've just seen this, thought it might be your kind of thing. I can remember looking at it thinking, oh yeah, that looks right, but I don't need anything else. I've got my consoles, I've got my handhelds. I was like, no, I'm not going to bother with it. And then I just had that little itch going, it does look good though. I was like, how much was it again? It's like, oh, that price point, it's quite good. Like that's not a lot. It's worth a punt, isn't it? And I decided just to order one. And the funny thing was, I think I ordered mine off of Amazon. Just when I went to go order it, and then I think Ryan had done one of the pre-orders with like the coin and everything else, like the special edition ones or something from Funstock, and I can remember mine turned up before his and Dorbs turned up. I was like, I just ordered from Amazon. And you do a pre-order, so I was going to order it from Amazon, and I just turned up straight away. But yeah, it was nice. I've always thought it was a bit weird that you get I got the pack with cartridge 1, 2, and 4. I think you get, and I don't think I ever picked up cartridge 3. So yeah, I was never one for like, I'm going to get everything. So I'm kind of glad that I never kind of committed to that, because there's quite a few of like, oh no, that cart's not for me. But then when a cart comes out that I really like, I don't mind dropping some money on it to get it. But yeah, the at the time, the price of the console, the price of the cartridges, yeah, I know there was a few bugs and issues with it, but actually for that price point, I thought it was great. And I personally never had any problems. Like I never had any carts get stuck. I never had any screen issues. I got my original one. I never had to fix it or replace it. I then did upgrade to the EXP, mostly because there was just a deal on it. I think there was a deal on like Argos had a deal. And I was like, again, for that price, I might as well. I didn't get it straight away. When that Argos deal came out, I think I had some Argos vouchers as well. I was like, I'm just going to get it. And yeah, definitely agree with Blooders. That is a big, decent upgrade, isn't it, for going from the OG to the EXP? Yeah, really good price point. I think the thing that's really always sold me on the Evercade was just that price point. It's a bargain, I think, for what you get.
Yep, couldn't agree more. And Derek, you were also early adopter.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, when I first heard about the format of the Evercade and basically it's still on paper what it would look like, yeah, it absolutely amazed me. And then I bumped into a guy who was with them at the time, and was due to be with them at the time. Said to me, yeah, I'm supposed to be getting together like with Sean Cleaver and Andrew Byatt for coffee, and I'm going to look after the Facebook page. And I thought, oh yeah, this all sounds rather good, you know. And yeah, I was instantly taken with the price point. I should say that the rate, it was very unusual there to get things like Namco. They're usually quite protective. So yeah, to get them in early on a console that's unsort of proved is really, really risky business. It's a bit like trying to sign Sega. They just laugh you out of the building and call security immediately. So yeah, so to get Namco on there was a massive, massive thing. And I remember thinking, yeah, I can see this going places, you know, if this is done right. But naturally, like any tight-fisted person, I wouldn't want to put my hard-earned cash down and have it fold after the first 10 cartridges. You've got to make sure it's a success, and it goes on a while. I would say 5 years is really, really good. And to be honest, I've more than had my money's worth. So yeah, going forward now, I'm more about seeing other people get the collections they really want rather than so much myself. I've had a lot of great collections that I've really, really enjoyed on the platform. I've literally put in thousands of hours. So yeah, for myself now, it's more about the community than myself. But yeah, it was a wonderful thing, and discovering it at a point where really I was almost ready to walk away from video games at that point. I've done so much gaming, if you imagine, since the early 80s. I've literally played everything from arcade machines to home computers, consoles. I had Mega Drives, Super Nintendos, Game Boys, Game Gears, you name it. Over the years, I've had them all. And yeah, I think I was reaching a point of at what point, as you get older, should I stop playing video games, you know? But yeah, this sort of reinvented it and reignited it in me. And I thought, yeah, go on. This was the very last run.
So you're never too old for games.
Never.
No. Gaming.
No, I mean, my reaction times aren't quite what they once were, but I'm still having a great time. And that's in part to Blaze Entertainment and this wonderful handheld, the Evercade.
It's funny, isn't it? Looking back, I know there was a comment there from Obsolete World saying in retrospect, the huge licenses that they started with gave them a bit of a hill to climb sort of after that, because we had things like Namco, Atari, Interplay. So I don't disagree with that comment at all. But what it did do was, because they weren't getting things like they do now, like Capcom, SNK, Tomb Raider, you know, all these really big names that we can get on a cartridge now. What it did do is it really did lay the groundwork, I think, for, you know, probably well over a year where they really went into the indie part and really tried hard to bring out some of the indie games that people maybe hadn't heard of, some of the other bits that would go in, and then the introduction of the arcade, because the arcade stuff, again, was something that people were really, really like, come on, we said arcade, let's do this, let's do the arcade stuff. So we had a little smattering of arcades. We had some home computer stuff, and it's in the last sort of 12 to 18 months where those really big heavy hitters are now coming in, because the product has legs. It's got, you know, it's like you said, Derek, it's got a community behind it, and it's also some of the ways that people can get some of these games physically. You know, some of these games physically are very expensive. So if you want to have a physical collection of something, this is a very good alternative to that problem. So yeah, it's interesting to see the journey. Go on, Blandis.
So yeah, so I was going to say, how I got into it as well. It was all
Oh yes,
Ryan.
of course, yes. It was
Yeah,
all Ryan.
so it was all Ryan. Basically, same was like Tim. He messaged me when it was coming out, saying, "Look, something coming out. I know you would love it." Blah blah blah. Blah. But I said, "But the thing is, mate, I've got an issue with these things behind me." So I said, at the time, I was like, I said, I'm still having to buy all these amiibos because whenever they keep releasing them, and then the fact that they've now bring out these that have got their numbers and that, I was like, oh mate, it's just going to be some sort of another obsession I don't really want to get stuck into at the minute. And I didn't actually get in until I would say, I think it was maybe just as a VS come out. So like I missed the first year, but I was quite clever. I bought mine. I bought the original. This was £30 off eBay. So I picked it up for £30 on eBay, secondhand. But then the screen went on it. And but luckily, like the community we have, I put it in the group, in the Hangout, and there was a guy called Scott, I think his name was, inboxed me, said, send me it. I've got a PSP screen. So he upgraded it for me. So yeah, sent it off. He upgraded it, sent it back for free. And I said, look, how much do you want for it? Give me some money for it. He would not accept any money, and obviously had no way of sending him any money. I didn't even have an email address or anything. So yeah, so thank you, Scott. You basically, and I thought that is such a brilliant community. I want to be part of it. And for me, I think it was playing like I've got in here at the minute, Indie Heroes 1 around Ryan's, and I was like, I really like indie games. I really like just you guys were all talking about it at the time, all these different games, and I said, yeah, I need to get in on this. So yeah, so about it was just before the VS VS came out. But yeah, loved it, and ever since. I don't know about you, Ollie. When did you get into it?
Mine was in that after that first sort of year. Speaking of, it's all Ryan. It was all me. He is in the chat there. There he is.
We've all blamed
everyone.
Ryan, so.
Just everybody yes, exactly.
Yeah, God rest his soul, you said.
The spirit of Ryan. The spirit of Ryan is here. We've pulled him in. We've pulled him back from the dead. So yes, Ryan, it was all Ryan. It was all you, my friend. Yeah, I think it probably was all Ryan for most of us, other than Derek, of course, who sort of pulled us in. So there you go, Ryan. Your legacy lives forever.
So as the company grew, before the announcement of the EXP, the announcement for the VS. So I just want to play that trailer next. So what
yes, let's
load it ready. And yeah, so I remember. Well, do you remember when? Oh, hang on, I'll just come out. No one really knew what was going on. There was like a count. Was there like a countdown? We knew something was coming.
Yeah.
I remember people thinking, remember Daubs thinking it would just be like a cable.
Yeah, a link
you
cable.
can link them together.
Yeah, link cable between devices.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the games on the handheld still had like the 2-player options. So like, surely VS means like we're going to be able to play 2-player somehow. So a link cable wasn't like a huge leap, or at least like remote play or something, or connecting 2 devices. That's what we thought it was going to be.
So yeah, so when they announced this home console, which basically looked like a NES, still got, for me the HDMI is the wrong way around, but yes, it's see buttons.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, and that you can open up. Yeah, here it is. Here's the announcement trailer. Sorry, I'm still trying to share screen. Here it is.
That was a long trailer. My arm's getting tired now.
Amazing.
I'm gonna expect to see some of those dance moves in Nottingham, Tim. That's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So, Blunners, what was your first thoughts when the VS trailer launched and you were like, Christ, it's a console, it's not a cable?
Yeah, to be fair, it caught me completely off guard. I was not expecting that at all. So while I'm talking, I keep looking at it. But yeah, no, I was like, oh, like, do you know what I mean? And completely caught off guard. I think it looked great. I love the fact that they're pushing multiplayer, like back in like couch co-op multiplayer, not like overall like my kids and that do online. They're pushing the fact that you could use your OG as an extra controller. I didn't realize that at the time. But yeah, I don't know if anyone did use that, but let us know. But the feel of the build quality of it, like the build quality is great. As I'm saying, it still works fine now. Actual controllers themselves as well are great. Actual really great feeling, like the buttons feel great on them. Yeah, it was I picked mine up in Argos, actually. Picked it up in Argos. It wasn't too expensive. I think it was about, how much was it when it came out? It was about £70. It wasn't really like,
it was around that price point. Yeah, I think the one I got was 70 or 80. Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I know there was limited editions and founders editions and all that, and I know Daubs said his one in his attic for loft or whatever for years. But no, I definitely I loved it. I still as I said, I do my videos with it. It was the first time we had 2 ports as well, so you had 2 actual cartridge slots, so you could actually like, and it was good ways of them like having hidden games. But yeah,
that was cool. So yeah,
for me, loved it. Great.
Yeah, Tim, the VS.
Yeah, I did get a Founders Edition because I just was all in. I was like, yeah, get the Founders Edition. I preferred it in black as well. I've got, I think that I don't know why, but I think the handheld looks better in white, and then the console looks better in black. I think it's just because it's in my display cabinet. It kind of just looks smarter with the others. Yeah, it's great. I think it's. I don't actually use it very much at the moment. I tend to use my EXP a lot more. But I think that's just because of what I've got set up in my lounge at the moment. And I was at one point looking to have a new sort of office space at home, which didn't really come to fruition. So when I eventually do get like a different space set up for gaming, I'm probably going to have a different lineup of consoles and have the VS there. So it's probably going to get more use at that point. But yeah, like I said, it's nice to have a console like that with cartridges for when you've got people over for couch co-op. I think that's probably what I play at the most. I don't tend to play it on my own. If I'm playing on my own, I play on the handheld. But if we've got people over, we want to do some multiplayer, you can get the VS. Yeah, and it takes loads of controllers as well. Like the controllers it comes with are really good, but they are wired, aren't they? I quite like having wireless controller, and I've got 4 wireless controllers, little dongles I already had from Raspberry Pis and things like that, and literally just plugged them in, worked straight away. So they work really well. I think we used them around Ryan's that time, didn't we? When we did. At our Christmas gathering, and it's just easy to just like have a controller and pass it around without the cable. But yeah, they did a good job with that as well.
They did. Yeah, they really did. Derek, the VS, was this a natural progression, do you think, for Blaze?
Absolutely, yeah. It was something I think people desperately wanted. My generation especially, before handhelds, obviously, we enjoyed the home console. So yeah, to get something sort of NES, Atari 2600 sort of thing with physical cartridges into it. You could play on your telly. And as Blunder said, obviously a link cable came with it, a red one where you could connect up your handheld. I remember doing a lot of testing for the UI at the time. Extensive amount, actually. I had to go through every cartridge that was on the Evercade at the time and play every game into a decent level of it to make sure that they all ran perfectly and whatnot. And it was just a fantastic idea, really. And I think it's one that still resonates with people now. They're still doing alliterations of it, different colors and variations. So and just look at it every time, it usually sells pretty well. So yeah, it's still something people are looking to get hold of. And yeah, the Versus for me is a brilliant console. It did have a few ideas back then. I remember pitching such an idea to Blaze that actually we should have one cartridge port in the front and then a larger cartridge port on the back to take sort of cartridges sort of Neo Geo size, which would allow them to expand on the size of games in future. But in the end, they decided to go obviously with 2 Evercade cartridge ports on the front. And and give you the Giga cart. So
Yeah.
you still got the best of both worlds, but just slightly different image.
Yeah, excellent. The VS for me was a real FOMO moment in that I was convinced I didn't need it. I was very happy with my handheld. Then I saw the trailer, and then they started announcing the arcade carts, and it was like, okay, I need one. Now I need one because the arcade stuff's going to run on the handheld. It's going to be fine, but really that arcade experience is going to need to be on a telly of some sort. And so that's what turned the tide for me. It did catch me off guard. I didn't think they were going to be releasing another system, let alone a console. And I thought I still think the design is very nice. It's a really, really cool looking system. I love that when you turn it on, you get your little red light. It's just, in the dark, it looks like a Cylon looking at you. It's just a really cool system. It's a perfect size as well. I mean, it doesn't need to be the size of a PS5 because it's running games that are so old now. So to have this sort of almost mini console just here in front of me under my desk with a TV that I can link to it, it's just the best. I love it. Absolutely love the VS. It's if I'm gaming downstairs, it's my preferred method of Evercade. Funny enough, if I'm on the go, it's not. That's by design. And the wire is long for that wired cable.
It is quite a long wired cable, yeah.
And yes, I also agree with that. Nintendo could have learned from that for their MIDI console because that wire is not long.
It is. So to wrap it right up. That
You know,
is some cable. Look.
Look at that. Lovely, lovely. That's beautiful. That is. That really is couch co-op, that is. Not both sat on the carpet and unable to walk after 20 minutes. So yeah.
It's
but
great.
When you see it's like boxy, I was thinking it's not going to be comfortable. The buttons aren't going to be great, but it was actually, do you know what I mean? Really, really good. A lot better than I was expecting.
It is really good.
Loved it. Love it.
Here we are, Mr. Scott. It's lovely to see you, my friend. Here for the flan. Oh, what a flan it will be. What a flan it will be. It's lovely to see you, Scott. The VS, I thought, it's a fantastic system. It really did pull, I think, quite a lot of new people into the arena. And I've loved the some of the extra designs they've done for this. I've really enjoyed the Atomic Edition, which I thought was fantastic.
Yeah, that's the one I have on show at the moment. The others are in the glass cabinet, but I always have the Atomic out, and whenever anybody visits the house, they always see it there underneath the telly and always comment, "Oh, what's that?" It catches right every time. They love it. So it's a real special one, that one.
It's good. And I think Obsolete World said earlier in the chat that the Founders Edition was a really good value product. Correct. I think it was an exceptionally well valued product. The amount of cartridges that Founders Edition came with was just unreal. So that was a really nice package to open. It was just a natural progression, I think, wasn't it? It was just a really good natural progression. And I think, like we said on a show a couple of weeks ago, I think we'd like to see a tower of power. We'd like to see some peripheries that we can attach to the VS now, like a disk drive or a mini disk drive or something that would be absolutely superb.
But I remember like before they teased what was coming next, but it was the fact that I remember getting my VS, but it wouldn't connect to my Wi-Fi, and I had to go into the options, reset it, and then it worked. It was it was really odd because I was there thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna have to take this back and kick off. But no, literally went online and it worked straight away. But then when we heard there was going to be an announcement for something else, was anyone expecting there to be an upgrade to the handheld at that time?
No.
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 Tim, did you?
No, I think this is something that Blaze do, and it's something I've kind of gotten a bit used to. Is they keep on bringing stuff out, like brand new hardware. I'm like, do we need another one already? And do we need this? And it does well. Like I say, it gets more people into the ecosystem, isn't it? So a lot of the stuff they bring out is like, well, that's not for me because I've already got my VS, I've already got my EXP. But with the Super Pockets, like I've not really jumped onto those, but I can see it's a really good way of getting more people to pick up carts and get involved and grab one. And again, all that hardware is a really good price point. It's good value.
Here we go.
So yeah, so let's just play this trailer quick. Wow, what a trailer.
And it was one of those
What a
moments,
trailer.
where I thought, I don't need another handheld. I don't need this one. And then I, for some reason, thought, I do need this. I do need this in my life. And there was a really good deal that somebody did me in the Hangout. It was a brand new system. They just got a couple, one for their birthday from some friends, but they didn't want to give it back. So I bought it off them. Fantastic deal. And this was, for me, like, the VS feels like a great product. And it does feel like a premium product as well. But the EXP really does feel like a premium product. It's that slightly higher price tag. So we started creeping into that realms of £130. So we're now no longer in the impulse buy sort of market now. We're now starting to actually think about spending money now. But it's one of the few things that, as soon as I got it, the first thing I was immediately saying was, if you have an OG handheld and you love it, get an EXP, because it really is worth the upgrade. It's just that bit slicker, that bit sleeker. It felt premium. And to me, it still does. It still feels like a premium product. And it just plays everything so goddamn well. And it wasn't until we got that trailer much, much later that announced that it was going to come preloaded with the Capcom collection, which was the big moment, I think. And yeah, I'll come back to the Capcom because I'll let other people talk first. But yeah, Blunders, what were your thoughts when you saw the EXP?
So yeah, like, to me, it looked like they've completely upgraded the looks, the feel, the button quality, like just the quality of the whole device, like in one. It says on there light, but it's not light. When you hold them up together, it's a lot heavier. But that to me means it's got more going on inside. Yeah, like it didn't come without its issues, like they've had with all of them. But if you get like that second generation one, that's why I didn't jump in straight away. Obviously, I like because of what happened with the OG, where like you, second batch of ones had no issues. I didn't want to get one of the first batch of ones because they were having battery issues, I think, at the time.
Mhm.
And yeah, and I really like it. I know the Tate mode's a bit of a gimmick. I don't think I've ever really used it, maybe once or twice. But the built-in games as well. Obviously, that wasn't announced in the trailer there, but coming with Capcom, that's such a big coup to get. Capcom is just a really big license. That's when you think, right, okay, now we're cooking with gas now, because now, like with Sean's magic words, never say never. Pretty much, when you get in Capcom, I was thinking, okay, never. What could they get? What else can they get? So yeah, for me, I've done the same as. Well, Tim hasn't said. I think Tim said earlier, but I've done the same as him, and I see it go down to about £100 with the Capcom stuff. So I jumped on it straight away. I think that was on Argos at the time. So I jumped straight on that, and yeah, never looked back. Loved it.
Tim, the EXP.
Yeah, EXP. So originally, I wasn't planning on getting one because I was like, I've already got a handheld. I don't need an upgraded one. I'm happy with what I've got. But then I heard lots of people were happy with the EXP. And yeah, like Blood said, that price drop came in on an Argos deal. And I was like, why not? I'll just grab one. And yeah, it's great. So really pleased that I picked that up, because I think if it wasn't for that price drop, I don't think I would have possibly overlooked it. But I don't really need it. But it comes back to that community thing we've been talking about. We've got a group of people that are talking about it. We're hearing like reviews from people of like what people think of it. People posting, good, bad, and different about how they found it. And if I wasn't part of that like ecosystem and that community, I probably would have looked at it and then shrugged it off like, I'm not getting it. But because lots of people were talking about it, so actually I then get that FOMO as well. I was like, oh, you know what? If people are enjoying it, I kind of want to be in the conversation and get involved. I was like, you know what? With that price dropping coming in, I was like, yeah, why not? I'll pick one up. So, and yeah, I'm glad I did. It's a nice pick. I do quite like the Tate mode. I think it is a bit gimmicky, and there's not been. My problem with Tate mode is there's not really been much that's come out since.
Yeah,
like there's the game on there. We picked up EXP for €50. Yeah, that's a bargain.
That is a bargain.
And yeah, Argos doing some great deals, like 10 to 50%. It's already at a good price point. So if you can get a discount on top, then it's a no-brainer in my opinion. If you've got the funds available, treat yourself.
Yep. Derek, the EXP. This was an upgrade worth jumping on, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah. I mean, it was. It holds two things for me, really. I could see what Blaze wanted to do. At the time, I felt it was too soon. I think people had invested a lot at the time with the Versus and the original handheld. I felt the EXP would need more testing before going out into the wild. Myself and Blaze fell out for a short period of time during that window, only 5 or 6 months, something like that. Obviously, they then launched the EXP. It fell on its face, obviously with the dodgy battery, the light bleed, yada, yada. But yeah, it's since picked itself up. I own, obviously, the white one and the black one. I would say it's my most used piece of kit these days out of all of the Evercades, probably. Only lately, the Alpha has obviously stolen the attention. But otherwise, if it's a go-to bit of gaming, then it's just easy to grab a handheld. If the TV's dominated and the PC's being used, then obviously, straight away, I can get on the EXP. But yeah. It was a clever idea by Blaze. I'd like to have seen them do a pack-in with the Tate grip. To be honest, I think that was a missed opportunity there, and it might have encouraged people to use it a bit more. There's plenty of Tate games around that Blaze could add to it, but if people have got to shell out whatever it is, $17.99 or whatever for the grip, are they going to go to that extent for 1 or 2 games they might want to play? So I would prefer to have seen that as a pack-in, and I think that would have been a smart move by them, as opposed to Tomb Raider, where somebody's already got Tomb Raider, and do they want it again if they want the EXP? So that seemed to me a bit of a fool's gold. But nonetheless, though, as I say, most people I encounter do have the EXP. And I'm sure a lot of people in the comments are looking forward to the latest iteration that's due for launch shortly.
Yeah, it was that Capcom. That was the thing. That really was the golden egg. And I think that was one of the first big, like, oh my God, anything could happen now moments. Like you said, Blunners, it's that, never say never. It was, they announced it. They announced that they had a big announcement to come with it. And then they announced the packing of the Capcom collection. And initially you're like, oh, Capcom collection. It's just going to be some of the fodder and some of the bits that maybe people have forgotten about. And then it's like Mega Man, Street Fighter 2, all these massive hitters start being announced. And it just was like, right. I need this. Now I need this because this is now becoming a thing. This is now actually starting to get to the part that I think a lot of people wanted it to get to. And it is now getting to, we're there, we've got games like Tomb Raider, we've got Duke Nukem, we've got the SNK collection coming up. And it's shown actually that anything is possible when it comes to Evercade. Don't count them out. Don't ever think that they've got nothing in their back pocket, because there is always something coming around. And I think being part of that community and having that community behind the product has really driven the systems and the product to become what it is now. And every time they release something, it gets a bit better, It's the next thing comes out and it seems to have learnt from previous issues or previous things that haven't quite gone so well, and they've just improved on it. And hopefully that's where we'll constantly be going with the various iterations that will happen.
So then, then we got news that something else could be coming, and when it got announced, should we just play roll VT?
Roll VT, Blunwars.
Yeah, because this.
I might not dance this time, so I'm getting tired now.
Yeah, the thing that I think everyone had been waiting for at some point was an arcade machine. I thought it was going to be a stick. I didn't think it would be a whole unit. I thought we would get a stick. I didn't think we'd get an entire barcade. Blunners, let's jump to you. What were your thoughts when the Alpha trailer hit?
Yeah, I was like, holy shit. This is not what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be one of the 8-bit arcade stick kind of things like what I've got down here, to say you play it onto your VS. I was not expecting it. The price point was a bit of a kick in the balls, I think, at the time. I was thinking, I don't know about this. And that's what put me off. So originally, I wasn't going to be getting one. I thought, nope, not going to bother. I thought for that price, it was a bit too much. It was a bit too much to just shell out in one hit. And then my favorite place of all time, Argos again at Christmas. Magically had a few, and I got one of these Argos cards that you can pay off in 6 months. So I was like, that's only like, do you know what I mean, 50, 60 quid a month for the next couple of weeks, next couple of months. Fuck it, let's do it. So boom, done it. And I love it. I absolutely love it. It's it is such a good bit of kit. Really well. I like how it's made, feels, it looks great. I didn't go for the Capcom one. I do feel having about 20 Street Fighter games on one, I don't really understand that one. So that's why I went for the Mega Man version. But yeah, really, really enjoy it and never look back. So I do think it was a turning point. I think we'll get to that point later about what Gene Joe put in earlier about they're not even showing online at the minute. But hopefully that's because there might be something being announced, I reckon. But yeah, I think it was fun. And also that the quality in their trailers are getting a lot better as well. Yeah, I'm really happy with mine, and I couldn't do a crazy burger and sell it. No chance.
No. Tim, the Alpha.
Yes. I currently experience a lot of FOMO with not having an Alpha yet. I do want to get one. When it came out, same problem for me as that price point was a bit higher. And I was like, I want to see one. And I was so confused, Rose. I still, to this day, you don't quite understand how big it is, even though I've seen them on videos. I want to physically see it in real life to understand the size of the thing.
I didn't realise you hadn't.
Price point, because no, I've still not seen one. That's the thing where the price point makes sense for it, because it is a bit more of a premium kit. If you compare it to like other tabletop arcade machines and things you can get, it's actually not bad. It's an all right price. When I did start looking at one, I kind of wanted the limited edition Street Fighter one with all the extra games, and that was sold out. And at this point, I'm doing the same as Stevens has mentioned. I'm going to wait until there's like an SNK one or something like that. So fingers crossed, we'll get an announcement. They're going to have some new ones, and they're going to be different games on it. And I can take my pick out of like the next wave of alphas is what I'm hoping will happen. Because again, after seeing Blunders with his and seeing how much he enjoys it and how much time he spends on that, I was like, yeah, I want one too. It looks cool. I will probably play that quite a bit. The thing that put me off initially was that it's one player. But I do tend to play my Evercade on my own for the most part. And I do have like my arcade machine I've got up there, which has got the 2-player, and like I can get that out if I've got company and stuff. But it's just nice to have that tabletop. It's the decent size. It's mini, and you can just jump on those arcade games. So I definitely want one. It's just waiting for the right time now.
And Derek, the Alpha, what were your thoughts when you started to hear rumblings and then the inevitable trailer launch?
Yeah, I mean, I've had lots of people over the duration of the Evercade ask about a bar top or a full-size arcade cabinet, that sort of thing. So, yeah, I mean, it came as no surprise that Blaze, obviously, were going to put that out. A bit like Blunders, though, obviously, the one which was full of Street Fighter ones did seem a bit OTT. I would like to have seen some Cadillac and dinosaurs and things like that on there. I think that would have split it up nicely with a few other good gems like that. But yeah, I mean, obviously they went pretty much all Street Fighters there. And then the other one, as I say, a couple of obscure Mega Man games, which, okay, they're obscure. I get that. But, you know, are they really that good? Do I want to play them more than once? Probably not. So, yeah, I can think of millions of Capcom ones that I perhaps would have chosen differently. But obviously, that was Blaze's pick. And it was probably the more popular of the two systems. For me, obviously, it drives it with Final Fight, Strider. You know, just to name a couple there. Or obviously, Knights of the Round is another reasonably good beat 'em up. So yeah, yeah, that was the more popular of the two units, and they did sell really well. So yeah, I mean, it gave Blaze a chance to step slightly into another market, pretty much dominated by 1UP, and yeah, Quarter Arcade Cabinets, who kind of dominate that picture a little bit. But it showed them that there's room in the market to grow. There's opportunities in the future, and yeah, hopefully, you know, people enjoyed it enough. I don't know if people would collect them all or not. I know a lot of people that have both. So maybe they would collect another one or two if they got released. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that might pan out in the future. But, yeah, it's a nice unit. It handles well. It gives you that arcade experience. And also, as I say, if the telly's dominated, if somebody's on the PC, what are you going to do to use a bigger screen? You can get straight on your Alpha, stick the cartridges in and carry on your saved game. It's brilliant. And especially for home computer games, whether you're playing Commodore 64. I tried the MSX one recently, Sword of Lana on there. That worked really well. Amiga games like Alien Breed are just fantastic on there. You know, and as I say, all arcade titles, you tend to play them more. I tend to put them in the unit, and I go through my arcade cartridges, and I can lose hours literally enjoying them there with the joysticks and the buttons. And I think the setup actually helps you get a little bit further in some of those. If you're trying to do like 1 Credit Wednesday or anything like that, if you follow my Twitter account, I love to go on Pacific arcade games over those Wednesdays and try with 1 credit to get as far as I can. And I think the Alpha does help with that. I think with the joypad and things like that, Pac-Man's not as slick as it would be using that joystick. I find it's easier to take those tighter corners when it really matters. So yeah, for me, the Alpha is it's definitely a welcome addition to the Evercade family.
Mm-hmm. It's the thing that I want more than anything, but it's just, again, it is just that price point that just stops me from clicking that button straight away. You know, I know I will pick one up because it's just inevitable, but it's just making sure it's at the right time for me. I have no worries about the idea of how the product's going to feel because of how the products have been progressing in their quality feel anyway. I think it's a very good size. Initially at launch, I thought, I'm not sure about the size, not sure if it's the right size. You know, are the quarters the way to go? And then I sort of look around my room and you're like, no, I don't think the quarters are the way to go because I've got literally nowhere for it to go. With something like a bar top, I could put it on my desk, I can play it, and then I could put it under the desk so that it's out of the way when I need to use the desk for work, when I need to use the desk for whatever I need to use it for. So it does give me these options to sort of play the authentic arcade experience in my home for, you know, without shelling out, you know, all the money that a quarter cabinet costs. I would like the Street Fighter one, I have to say. I do like all the Street Fighter Alpha games, so to have the arcade ports of Alpha 1, 2 and 3 in an arcade bar top, that would be absolutely delightful for me. Puzzle Fighter would be great as well. I just really like the idea of the arcade experience with the arcade game carts and everything like that. I just think that's the way to go. That's, again, it's something that I think people had hoped would come, and it has. And I know the sale of the Alphas has been good, which is great because it's a great product. It's a great idea. It's just a shame that it's not quite made it into my house just yet. But yes, I love the Alpha. I can't wait to own one, and yeah, hopefully that will be a big tick for me. So yeah, I think we should jump to some predictions for Showcase 4. There is a showcase later this week even. It's been a long year already. Later this week, we have Showcase 4. This is hopefully going to be showing some, something really special. I don't know what it could be, but this is what we're here to gesture about and throw some ideas around. So, Tim, let's throw you on the spot first.
Ooh, what do I
Evercade
think?
Showcase 4 predictions. What do you think? In the chat as well, chuck in your predictions.
I'm not sure if these are predictions or wishes of what I'd hope to see, but I really want to see the new Alphas because I want to get my hands on Alpha. I'm waiting for the right one. So keeping everything crossed that they're going to announce a decent Alpha that's got a bunch of games up my street that I'm going to jump on. That's what I most want to see. But one thing I don't know, Evercade keeps surprising us with new hardware and stuff. So if we get new hardware, there's one thing that I'd love to have, and that's a decent light gun solution. I think if they could bring out a light gun, or even if they had like a new Alpha but had like guns on the Alpha with this old CRT TV on it or something like that, I'd be all over that because I've been shopping around for light gun solutions and they're not cheap. But I'd love to sort of pick up some of those old light gun games on an up-to-date setup. Whether we'll get that or not, I don't think so. I think that's wishful thinking, but yeah, just a few cart announcements would be nice, and then some new alphas, preferably like a good SNK alpha with Fatal Fury on it. That's what I'd be hoping to see.
Hint, hint, hint is what people are asking for. Blunners,
Love to see.
what are your showcase for predictions?
Yeah, so I just want to quickly answer this quick from Nick. Yes, we will be doing a live stream. Hopefully, we've got a special guest as well. I'll leave it as that. I've been reaching out to certain people, been trying to get them for ages. Yes, so for me, I think we're going to get some more Neo Geo goodness. Neo Geo Collection 2 will get announced. Also, we'll have that Alpha that we've always wanted, the Neo Geo Alpha. But I also do think there might be a tease for I think it might be a tease for the next version of this. So that is what I think is going to happen. No, it won't be anything on it. There'll just be a like the wording, maybe like Nintendo style. I'm guessing.
Okay. Derek, I don't know if I can ask what your predictions would be. Do you? Yeah, go on. Predictions. What can you?
Well, I was just going to say I was quite shocked at Blunner's predictions there. Usually, he always says Resident Evil. Perhaps he's gone off that idea now. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes we hear from him with Bomberman. Again, he didn't mention that. I mean, it's very hard for these guys at the other end. They're hearing what people like, and then all of a sudden they've changed their minds. So I don't know. Would he still be as big on those if they came? I'm not quite sure. Also, last time, don't you remember, he mentioned a Croc collection. Yeah, he thought that was a big chance, didn't he? So, are you still up for Croc? Do you like that idea? So, yeah, I mean, I know people in the comments would be eager to see something perhaps from Mega Cats, sort of Mega Cats 3, whether that's something like Zem PF and perhaps shadowed with something like WrestleQuest, maybe. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? That would be a truly a brilliant one. Perhaps people would like to see a Home Computer Heroes 2. Perhaps it would be championed by my friends in Norway, Roguecraft. What do you think about that from Badger Punch Games? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Badger Punch.
Everybody's talking about the mouses right now, but what about a Bullfrog collection? Get some of that theme park and whatnot on there.
Yeah,
wouldn't that
that'd
be
be
great for
phenomenal.
EA?
Mouse support. Yeah,
that'd be phenomenal.
Bullfrog. Pixel Games. I mean, don't forget, Donut Dodo was a massive hit. He's got several at the moment, like Looney Lander and things like that, that would go brilliantly on a cartridge. So, I mean, that again would be an instant smash and blaze of work with him. On top of that, I mean, obviously, as Blunder's mentioned, Neo Geo, but instead of arcade, what about Neo Geo Pocket?
Pocket, yeah.
Yeah, a Neo Geo Pocket, Pocket 1. Now, that would be pretty fantastic, wouldn't it? And I've not seen a lot of people shouting about that, but yeah, that would be really, really special. I mentioned Annalyn earlier. Obviously, I would personally love something like that to come to the Evercade, because obviously, it's a great sort of modern arcade take. So that would be great. And of course, everybody at the moment is delighted that the Namco cartridges work on the Evercade Versus. So, I mean, what about a Namco collection? Namco Arcade. I've spoken in the past about a previous arcade collection that was coming to Evercade, then didn't. That would be fantastic. I mean, the original Namco one had 11 games on it. If we could get something similar in arcade games, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? I think that really would be a steal. And what about, as we're doing Neo Geo at the moment, the Bitmap Bureau? Final Vendetta. They made a Neo Geo version, didn't they? Yeah, exactly. So that would be another big win here. And to finish it out, what about an official mouse? Yeah, an official Evercade mouse. I'm sure we'd all love one of those. We already talked about the Versus and how much we love it, but to have an accompaniment with it, with its own mouse mat, official Evercade. Now, wouldn't that be special?
Do you know? Yes, it would. All of that would be very special. I think one of the things that I'd said I wanted desperately a few weeks ago when the mouse announcement came was a Bullfrog collection. even if it was just theme park on one cart, I don't care. Pack it in with a mouse. Sold. Take my money. I will throw it at you. It'll happen. I love playing theme park, but the only way to play theme park for me at the moment is on my PS3 or PS4, which is great with the controller. It needs a mouse. So if that was to happen, that's a day one. That's an essential purchase for me. Just because Blunners didn't say it. Resident Evil. I would love. I would love.
I have done a video on these, by the way, that Bomberman and everything. Check the channel. Games I want on Evercade. 2 of them have come true. So.
Yeah, I would love to see that Capcom logo appear and then just see something Resident Evil. I don't know what I would, but again, even just Resident Evil 1 on a cart on its own.
Yeah,
don't need the others.
That would be a good one, wouldn't it?
It
Yeah,
would be
not a lot of people,
phenomenal.
because if you had the PS1 originally and you picked up Resident Evil like everybody did, and then obviously later on the director's cut came, but not everybody picked it up. So yeah, that would be an ideal one to add to the platform.
That would be great. Dino Crisis 1 and 2.
Yeah, we love those Dino Crisis games.
This one,
Oddworld, yeah, I mean, that's
one.
an instant win.
Oddworld.
Out of the bit. As
Oddworld.
well.
Yeah, out of the bit. Yeah, and they're not out of the picture. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
There's so many things that I would like. However, I do feel that with the mouse announcement, there is going to be something with the mouse. That's my actual prediction. Is I think there will be something with a mouse, whether it be a pack-in, I don't know.
One thing about that. Oh, sorry, Ollie,
No.
I thought you'd finished. I thought you'd finished, mate. Don't worry. One thing about the out of the bit, Tim played their demo, their new game.
Yes.
Didn't you? And what controller were you playing it with, Tim?
Oh yeah, it was a VS controller.
Oh, a VS controller. And that was back at the Debug Awards. So that's definitely coming to Evercade, I think.
I hope so.
There was actually, and I'll just make this point to people in the comment section, as you might have some fun. There was a picture that went out recently on social media showcasing a game from a developer that is arcade-like, and you can't see the console in it, but you can see the controller. So you can see the screen perfectly, but obviously the console is behind the television, and you can see the controller. It's an Evercade Versus. But if you can find it online, hey, have a great time in the Hangout.
Share out the Hangout, yeah. Someone find this picture.
Pop it in the Hangout.
Yeah, please do, because I've clearly missed something here, and I want to see what that is.
I thought... yeah, everybody would pick up on it. But then you know what it's like with Blaze things. Very few people ever do they? You know, it seems to go by the radar.
Subtle. Oh, man. Thursday cannot come soon enough because I've got a feeling, even if it's none of the things that any of us have predicted, I think Thursday is going to be a banger. I don't know what it is. I think they've started the year okay, deliberately so. And I think Thursday's one is going to be a banger. Oh, man. Midway collection? Yes, please. There's so much that I would want, and above anything. And I will, much like Obsolete Worlds, won't stop until he gets the update for Cybernoid 2. I don't think I will ever stop saying that I need the Simpsons arcade game. I need it.
That'd be phenomenal.
It needs to happen.
Especially on the Alpha.
Yeah, definitely. That would be an absolutely dream come true. It's in fact an Alpha dedicated to it with the artwork on the side.
Oh, mate, can you imagine that?
Now that would be amazing. I'd
Ollie
love
would definitely buy that, wouldn't he?
I would just
buy the founders with his name in the credits for that one. Definitely. with the coin.
I'd probably have to sell a kidney, but that's fine. I can do that. If they take part exchange on children into slave labor, that's also fine. I have a few of those going around, so I'm sure I could spare one of them.
Tim has as well.
Yeah, I mean, we could do some kind of part X deal. We can just flip a coin and we'll just each pick a kid and we'll get a Simpsons Alpha.
Yeah.
Obviously, we do not condone child slavery in any way, shape, or form.
No.
But yeah, so I think that those are the predictions.
Yeah.
Shall we jump very, very quickly to the starred comments that we have? We have a couple of Dear Derek questions. So if
Hang
we
on,
have
I'll just
the,
roll V2 quick.
I was going to say, if we have the music.
Do you have a question? Well, now's your chance. It's time to ask Derek.
Kablam! It's time for Dear Derek. So let's jump straight in because we are fast approaching the hour and 20-minute mark. So first question from Mr. Skippins. Could we see a Renovation 2 with Cobra Command and Road Avenger, both the Mega CD?
Wouldn't that be amazing? And I know
That'd be
so many
phenomenal.
people that want that Road Avenger. It's unreal. I think it would sell out pretty much instantly on pre-orders. And so, yeah, that would be a massive, massive cartridge. It's certainly not off the table. I can tell you that much, Nicholas. Blaze know just how well that sold. And it is one of the best-selling cartridges on Evercade. So, yeah, I would hope in the future they'll capitalize on it. I know I certainly would.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Mr. Skippins in with another one. Very quickly, dear Derek, what time on Friday the 2nd of June will the new Evercade pre-orders be live?
From 10 a.m. UK, that is, of course. So obviously, if you're at other places in the world, then that'll vary. But yeah, for the UK, from 10 a.m. in the morning, my tweet will go out and they will go live. So you'll really, really want to jump in there because obviously it's Neo Geo Arcade Collection 1 plus 1 to come with it. So yeah, that's really, really exciting.
It's going to be it's going to be hard. Next one from Shems. I think this one may have had an answer. VS won't update. Screen turns black at 40%. Had to pull the plug on any resets. Any hints? I think Obsolete Worlds came in with the answer, and that was something to do with a specific type of cable because the new updates require things to be a little bit quicker. If that's my understanding, Derek.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, so
Yep.
hopefully, yeah, they've got a decent plug there, and off they go.
Excellent. Let us know how you get on with that, Shems. If not, come back to us in the Hangout, and we'll make it work for you. We'll figure it out. Then we have Gene Joke. Dear Derek, how excited are you about a potential in Television Collection 3?
Well, over the years, I have had a bit of enjoyment from Intellivision. I'm a big Cloudy Mountain fan, and yeah, so I've had quite a reasonable bit of fun off of those Intellivision collections. So yeah, and Intellivision Collection 3 for me wouldn't be too bad, to be fair. I can think of a few that might be enjoyable there, but yeah, who knows? Obviously, Intellivision at the moment, you know, with the whole Atari thing, are looking to raise some collateral and get physical for their Amico. So yeah, at the moment they're willing to do all sorts of deals to lend out their games. So yeah, I wouldn't take it off the table.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. We have one from Lightspeeder. As a latecomer, I've wondered, what is Blaze's policy on the legacy carts? Can they renew the license and put them back into production, or are they done?
No, that they can put them back, and they may well do in the future, like a platinum cover, if you will. So yeah, that's definitely not off the table. It might be something that's a bit further down the line, but yeah, certainly something they could bring back into production. Obviously, that eats into cost a little bit, but I'd like to see it done in some alliterations, like the Namco ones, for instance, and make sure everybody gets one, because that's what community's about.
Mm-hmm. Certainly is. One from Shems. Can I ask, with the Namco licensing returning, do you see an option that Blaze loses other licenses and are forced to disable carts with an update?
No, I don't see that at all. All cartridges work across all platforms. That's the idea going forward. So yeah, there shouldn't be any retracted that would stop it working on one system and not on another. So yeah, you should all be safe.
Yeah, and I would probably have to chime in on that myself as well. I think as long as the license worked on one of the systems at the time, I don't think they would probably be obliged to take it off of that system. I think if it's been licensed for the handheld, then it will stay on the handheld, I think, regardless. The Namco one for the VS is a delightful update, though, I have to say. We've got time for one more, last one from Seven Force One. Dear Derek, do you think we will see Laserdisc arcade games on the Evercade?
Oh, now I almost put this in earlier, but I decided not to. I was going to talk Dragon's Lair and Space Ace, etc.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
I scratched that from it. I guess you'll never know why. But I am a big fan of Laserdisc games, huge, and I do enjoy them. But yes, I decided not to drop that one in there. But it's great that you brought it up, and it's also slightly weird and funny. But I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. And yeah, it's definitely something that can come. A Dragon's Lair collection, for instance. Not to mention other great Laserdisc games. As I say, I'm a big fan of Space Ace, which some of you might have played. Whether you had it on the Amiga, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, the Amiga has some pretty good versions like that. But yeah, it's great. You should mention Laserdiscs.
Oh man, now that
Well
has gotten
done.
the taste buds
7 Force, well
tantalizing.
done there. Yeah, well done.
That has
Good
gotten the taste buds really sort of.
Imagine an Alpha with a Laserdisc in it, eh? Playing that Dragon's Lair. Oh dear, that set you on fire. Even if they did an Alpha with the artwork of the dragon and the knight on the side, that would be magnificent, wouldn't it?
It'd be even better if it came with a little disc that I could put in a slot on the inside as well, like that little tiny crappy handheld one came with that was like $100, and you're like, no. It looks wonderful, but it's the size of a postage stamp. I'm not interested. Can't be doing with that. Brilliant. Well, thank you everyone for all your questions, and please do get some more questions in the chat, because I do feel like I've kind of rushed everyone this evening a little bit as we've run on, as we've sort of covered the various iterations of Evercade throughout the evening. Thank you everyone for joining us along live on the show. You, of course, are all very welcome. It would be lovely to see some of you tomorrow night for the launch of our brand new podcast, which is going to be once a month. That is the Total Steam Deck Podcast. We are going to be talking all things related to the Steam Deck, and throughout the evening, to celebrate the first episode of the Total Steam Deck Podcast, we're going to be giving away 3 Steam codes for some specific games that myself, Blunners, and Tim have picked from a variety of games that we have enjoyed or enjoy on the Steam Deck itself. So if you tune in, you could win a code, which doesn't have to be played on the deck. It could just be added to your Steam library, but you could win a free game. And the games that have been chosen are pretty cool, I have to say. So stay tuned. Yes, we are going to get very steamy talking about the decks. So yeah, do tune in. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm right in thinking it's going to be at the slightly later time of 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. Yeah.
So we're well after the watershed, so we can swear and say all sorts of things until our heart's content. But yes, thank you everyone for joining us along live this evening. It's been wonderful to see you.
And we're back Thursday as well.
Yes, indeed. So you're getting a triple
That's 3
whammy
times this week.
Yeah.
Triple the TVG this week for you. So today, Total Steam Deck tomorrow, and then the Evercade Showcase on Thursday.
Yep, so I'll be right in saying that anyone that tunes in Thursday, Blunners, they'll be able to watch the showcase live on here, and then join us after for a little chit chat about what's been announced.
Yeah. So yeah, you can. We'll be watching it live, streaming it, and we'll also be talking and about it all afterwards. Hopefully, as I said, we should have a little guest if they can make it because of time differences. Fingers crossed.
See what we can do. But yeah, as always, it's been a wonderful evening with you fellas. It's been wonderful to chat all things Evercade. Thank you again, everyone, for watching along. Please do hit that thumbs up button, as Mr. Newland says. That definitely helps us out. It pushes us through that algorithm and pushes us out into other ethers and to other people's spectrums. So do hit that like button. Continue the conversations in the chat and the comment section. We do read them afterwards. It's always a lot of fun. If you are new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button, because that helps us out a ton. And we are well on the way to whatever the next milestone is. Haven't got my phone next to me. Don't know what the next milestone is, but we're on the way to it. And yeah, just thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you ever so much for joining along and all the support that you've given us so far. And we will see you all tomorrow evening. And until then, goodbye.